You're listening to Eastview Patriot Football, live on the home of the Patriots, SHN Sports.
Hey, it's going to be tough. It's going to be hard. You're going to go out there, you're going to battle, you're going to fight. You're going to do it for one, you're going to do it for one another. Do it for each other, you're going to do it for yourself, you're going to do it for us, and you're going to go out with this win. And it's an awesome feeling. It's an awesome feeling.
After a dominating first win of the season over Reagan here at home 2 weeks ago, the Eastview Patriots are back in action and welcome the Marble Falls Mustangs to town looking to continue the winning formula. Thank you for joining us here on Eastview Patriot Football live on SHN Sports. Stephen Strong alongside Travis Banks coming at you from Georgetown ISD Athletic Complex overlooking Birkelbach Field, and we are set for a good one as Eastview tries to get back to 500 on the season. Well, last week was just about as good as we've seen this Eastview team play in our 3 years of covering them. Travis, junior quarterback Jackson Colson came out ready to go as he finished 9 of 10 with 3 touchdowns and no picks. Over 200 yards. Senior back Zion Hester ran for 160 yards on 13 carries and 4 touchdowns. Senior Jordan Espinosa also got some playing time and ran it in for a score. Travis, in a 70-14 throttling of Reagan, what do you look at and say, well, that was the most impressive part?
Really, it was just that everything kind of came together. Everything started to click for this Patriots team, both on offense and on defense. Of course, there are a couple of negatives. Of course, there was that turnover. Jackson Colson losing the fumble on the very first drive of the game within the first 20 seconds, and that led to a Reagan touchdown, one of their only 2 touchdowns of the evening. However, after that, it was all Eastview. They did allow another 22-yard touchdown pass at one point, and that cut the lead in Eastview in the second quarter to 49-14. But outside of those couple of mistakes, you can really look back at that game and think that, well, Eastview finally got a win. They were finally able to get a win on the board. Everything started to click, and now they're facing a team tonight, the Marble Falls Mustangs, that they've had a bit of struggling of their own the last couple of years. And so it'll be interesting to see how the Patriots come out tonight, especially considering that it's homecoming and the team should be amped up not only for having their first win of the season 2 weeks ago, they're also coming off of their bye week. They haven't been playing football in 15 days. They got to be feeling amped to come out here and put on a big crowd for this homecoming crowd. A lot of these people are showing up here tonight for homecoming. You know, maybe they haven't been to this stadium in a couple of years.
Yeah, that's exactly right, Travis. Glad you pointed out that tonight is homecoming for these Eastview Patriots, and the crowd is here out in full force and ready to cheer on their Patriots to try to even their season out. They come in 1-2 as the Mustangs take the field, and we are going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back with the national anthem and more Patriot football action. You're listening to Eastview Patriot Football live on SHN Sports.
This broadcast is under the direction and is copywritten by the Shoning Hip Network. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, use of sound bites and interviews, and use of any other content, including audio or video, without the direct written consent and permission by the Shoning Hip Network is strictly prohibited and protected by federal and copyright laws. All rights are reserved by the Shoning Hip Network and SHNSports.com.
Welcome back here to GISD Athletic Complex, where the Eastview Patriots have just now taken the field, as we are about 3 minutes away from kickoff. And like Travis said, it's been 15 days since these Patriots last took the field.
It's been 2 weeks since Marble Falls took the field as well, as their last game came 2 weeks ago tonight on September 14th. That was a win on the road against Navarro. They won that game 42-32. 3 weeks ago on September 7th, they got a win over Burnett 34-14, and on opening night, they lost on the road to Canyon Lake, getting shut out by a score of 22-0. So this is the third road game of this young season in 5 weeks for the Marble Falls Mustangs, and they've only had one game so far. So you got to wonder, Stephen, if that has to factor in to Marble Falls' team at some point, because you look across the stadium and this Marble Falls team, they don't have a lot of numbers, so you got to wonder if that will, all this travel. And you got to think too, Marble Falls and Georgetown, that's no Sunday afternoon drive. That's a bit of a ways, especially considering they had to fight the Austin traffic to get here. So you got to wonder if that's going to factor into this Mustang team tonight.
Yeah, that's a good point, Travis. And that's something we mentioned, last game against Reagan. They weren't a very big team. There weren't a whole lot of depth going on there, and that's something that played a factor, I think, in the game last time, was the fact that Eastview was able to wear them down early, and Reagan just was never able to get back in the game. As the team captains meet for the coin toss there at midfield. As they will shake hands.
The captains for the Patriots are number 11, Jeremiah Knight, number 14, Caden Harris, number 31, Isaiah Knight, and number 32, Mark Rodriguez. The team captains for the Marble Falls Mustangs are number 9, Andrew Stripling, number 11, Ben Anderson, number 54, Zachary Fern, and number 75, Gareth Corley.
And it is appearing that Marble Falls is going to receive this opening kick, as they are in their all-white jerseys. Eastview in their red tops, white pants, and white numerals with white helmets. Travis, as this game gets set to start, real quickly before the national anthem, we've mentioned Jackson Colson, we've mentioned Zion Hester. Who's a player that has impressed you this season that you didn't expect to have such an impact so early on?
I think it's got to be Devon Little. He's quickly distanced himself from the pack of wide receivers, and he's become the #1 target of Jackson Colson. And he's made some spectacular plays a couple of weeks ago against Canyon down in New Braunfels. Jackson Colson he would connect with just all those long touchdown passes, and it was something crazy. I didn't really expect it from Devon Little. Maybe that's because this feels like the first year in a while where Eastview has had a quarterback that has been able to kind of run around on their feet in addition to being able to pass the ball. So a bit of a dual threat there, and it's making these defenses that they face kind of have to stay on their toes.
Yeah, absolutely. Devon Little, we knew he had speed coming into this season. We knew he was a senior trying to make more of a difference, but I agree with you. I didn't quite expect the production that we've seen from him this season so far. I got to go on the defensive side. If it's me, Isaiah Quinton Jackson, number 23, the sophomore. I didn't expect a whole lot coming in because we didn't know him necessarily. He wasn't on varsity last year. He's just a sophomore. But his effort night in and night out, regardless of the score, regardless of the game situation, he has gone hard every week, and he's been the most impressive to me, especially on the defensive side.
And a great pick. And he's been responsible for a number of takeaways on defense and a number of big plays as well. So we haven't even mentioned that this is the first district game of the season for both of these teams, and so it's almost like they're both starting over, despite coming in for Eastview a 1-2 record and for Marble Falls a 2-1 record. It's almost like it's the first night of the season and you're starting out 0-0 because these are the games that really do matter in terms of getting those playoff positions.
Excellent point, Travis. Yeah, these are the games that matter. These are the games where the real season begins, as we are going to turn it over to the field as we get set for the national anthem and a moment of silence.
Ladies and gentlemen, please turn your attention to the north end zone as the Liberty Battalion presents Mustangs colors along with Eastview Fife and Drum Corps. Please remove your hats as the Eastview Choir, under the direction of Chris Douglas and Morgan Kramer, sings our national anthem. Please remain standing as the colors exit the field.
Well, we are moments away from kickoff here at GISD Athletic Complex for homecoming night for these Eastview Patriots, trying to get to 2-2 on the season. First game of district play. And Travis, what is your key to the game for Eastview?
For Eastview, they just have to play mistake-free football. They had some issues in all of their losses with turnovers, and more importantly, the defense is going to need to step up. They had the lead over Canyon 3 weeks ago in New Braunfels. They could have gotten their first win of the season. Instead, 5 seconds to go, they gave up that last touchdown, and that was it. They came into the game 2 weeks ago with an 0-2 record, and so the defense is going to need to make their big plays, and they're going to need to come up and make stops and get off the field.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. And Marble, they'll get a chance to show what they have here tonight early on, as Marble Falls is set to receive this kick, this opening kick of the game. And we are excited to be back here in the booth, here in the press box for the Eastview Patriots after their bye week took place last week. Had a night off for us and for them, and they have had the rest to focus on these Marble Falls Mustangs. As Hanstein will set the ball on the tee and get ready to boot this one away. Back deep to receive for the Mustangs is number 13, the sophomore defensive back Lance Long. Sophomore wide receiver Andrew Rodriguez also in the area to receive, standing at his own 15-yard line. Onstein points right, points left. And this one is a line drive, end over end kick, and it is into the end zone. It is caught, and it's going to be a touchback as Rodriguez didn't want to bring it out that deep in his own end zone. So out will come this Mustang offense. And they're going to start at their own 25. And we'll see how this defense can get off, what kind of start they can get off to. If they can shut down this Mustang team early, that would be a huge lift.
You know, Eastview has struggled against the hurry-up offense, and this Marble Falls team for a while, a couple years ago, they were coached by Todd Dodge, who is now the head coach at Westlake. So they were trained in the hurry-up offense.
And they start with a sweep to the left, and that goes to Andrew Rodriguez, the wide receiver coming over, taking the handoff from Andrew Stripling, the senior quarterback. It's about a 6-yard gain. It's going to bring up 2nd down and 4 from their own 31-yard line. Stripling and shotgun with 2 receivers wide on each side. And he takes the handoff, or takes the snap and hands it off to his running back. DK Little gets in the backfield immediately to stop him for a short gain.
Good job by DK Little getting penetration there. It was a read option play, and DK Little read it perfectly.
There was senior Cooper Wilson on the carry, and he didn't get much, so a huge 3rd down and 2 here on the opening possession for the Mustangs. Stripling and shotgun with 2 receivers wide on each side. He's going to turn and hand it off once again. This time it is Wilson once again, and he gets just enough for the Mustang 1st down, and that will move the chains for their first down of the ball game. It's going to bring up 1st down and 10 from their own 36-yard line. Stripling and shotgun, 3 receivers wide to his right, 1 up top to his left. And he will fake the handoff and rumble forwards for a gain of maybe 4 or 5, and it was Ben Simons and DK Little combining to stop him there.
5-yard gain, 2nd down.
And they give him 5 as we are just underway here in the 1st quarter. No score yet. Marble Falls moving inch by inch so far in this opening drive. 2nd down and 5 from their own 41-yard line. Stripling and shotgun with 3 receivers to his left. He looks left, and it is thrown behind his intended receiver. Falls incomplete.
Pass intended for Brock Linder.
It was number 80, intended the senior receiver Brock Linder. And that's going to bring up a 3rd down and 5 from their own 41-yard line.
The ball was nearly intercepted by Stephon Reyes, too.
Stripling and shotgun looking to throw, and flags are thrown. There was movement up front by both sides. This might be an encroachment call against the Patriots. We'll see. No.
False start.
Yes, it is going to be a false start against the O-line. Good job by the defensive front line for the Patriots to shift and cause one of the linemen to jump early. So instead of a 3rd down and 5 from the 41, it's going to be a 3rd down and 10 from their own 36-yard line. Stripling and shotgun, 2 receivers on each side. As he will roll left, looking to throw, stops. Now he'll roll right. Has a lot of daylight in front of him. He's going to cut up the field on the right side and get stopped just short of the 50 as he gets taken out of bounds. And a ref throws a flag very late in the play, and it could be a late hit.
About a 13, 14-yard rush on that play, and gosh, Stripling rolled out to the left side. saw nobody. It looked like he was attempting to pass. He turned around and went to the right side. Everybody had gone to the left side of the field. He had nothing but daylight, like you said, Steven.
And it is a personal foul against the Patriots, so that's going to be an even bigger gain here for the Mustangs. Not the opening that this defense wanted, so it's going to bring up a first down and 10 from the Patriot 37. Stripling and shotgun, one receiver wide on each side, turns, hands it off to Wilson, who rumbles forward for a solid chunk of yards. Got about 6 on the first down run.
Marble Falls is just driving so far. They've only attempted one pass. I think they're trying to wear this Eastview defense down by just continually rushing the ground and forcing them to stay out there, because we saw how gassed and tired they got against Canyon 3 weeks ago.
9:25 remaining here in the first quarter. No score. Second down and 4 from the Patriot 31. Stripling and shotgun is going to pick the handoff and run it up the middle himself as he picks up the first down and several yards more. Gets stopped at the Patriot 21-yard line, as this drive is looking like a good one here for the Mustangs.
They're going to give Stripling 9 yards on that rush, but another read option executed perfectly. Stripling hanging on to the ball, finding a hole created by his offensive lineman, and able to get the first down and a whole lot more.
Stripling and shotgun, one receiver wide on each side. He's got Wilson to his right, and he'll turn and hand it off to Wilson, who shakes off a few tacklers and finally is brought down and spun around near the first down. Another 9-yard gain there as he stopped just shy of the first down.
Preston Henry on the tackle. Justin Henry, excuse me.
And that is going to bring up a second down and 1 from the Patriot 14-yard line. 8 minutes to go here in the first quarter. No score yet, but the Mustangs are threatening. Second down and 1. One receiver on each side. He's just going to turn and hand it off to Wilson once again, who plugs up the middle this time. He doesn't get much, but he does pick up the first down as he is stopped right at the 10-yard line.
Stephon Reyes making the tackle there, about a 4-yard gain, and again, just these slow runs up the middle, and that's all Marble Falls really needs, because they're averaging about 4 yards a carry right now. Shortest rush has gone for 2 yards.
And half the quarter just about gone. 7:25 remaining in the first quarter. First down and goal from the 10. Stripling will turn and hand it off to Wilson. If it ain't broke, don't fix it, as he picks up about 6 more yards and gets down to the 4-yard line.
Yeah, it's very clear Marble Falls has a game plan. They are looking to just run the clock out as much as possible. I'm not sure if that's because they know that's the defensive weakness of Eastview, or if that's because they don't want their own defense on the field. That remains to be seen, because this is still the opening drive of this ball game, which is kind of crazy to think about. As you mentioned, Steven, 6:45 remaining and counting.
Second and goal from the 4. Stripling and shotgun. One receiver wide on each side. And he's going to roll left, and this time he does hand it off, and it is stopped in the backfield by Stephon Reyes, who tracked him down immediately and brings him down behind the line of scrimmage.
Lost about a yard, maybe 2. No, they're going to say it's a loss of 4.
So instead of the 4, they're going to mark him at the 8, and it's going to be third down and goal with 6 minutes remaining here in the first quarter. No score. Mustangs trying to convert here. Stripling and shotgun, one receiver wide on each side, turns, fakes the handoff, rolls right, looking for a man. It is knocked down by Quentin Jackson. He's mad he didn't get the pick, but he saved the touchdown. And that brings up 4th down.
That was a poor decision to throw by Andrew Stripling. He only had 2 receivers on the right side of the field, and both of them were in complete and total coverage in the end zone. I think Stripling had a better shot at just running the ball into the end zone. He probably could have made it there. And now Marble Falls has to settle for a field goal.
And the field goal is up and no good. Wow. He missed it. And that is going to keep us with no score. What a break there for the Patriot defense. As Mustangs drive all the way down the field, take all this time off, and come up empty-handed.
That's got to be really deflating for this Mustang team because they ran off over half of this first quarter on the opening drive alone. 6 minutes and 15 seconds, and they came away with no points. Fantastic red zone defense by this Eastview Patriots team.
And now they will look to take over. And it's going to be Jordan Espinosa in at running back. Colson will hand off to him. He is swallowed up immediately for a loss as he was first met by Jet Huffman. It's a 1-yard loss. 2nd down and 11 from their own 19. Colson in shotgun, 1 receiver on each side. Mustangs looking to blitz. Colson will talk to his line real quick before the snap. He's got Espinosa to his right. Low snap. Colson gets it down, fires it to the right side. It is caught and then spun down after a short pickup. Was number 11, Jeremiah Knight, the senior. It's going to bring up a quick 3rd down here for the Patriots. 3rd and 6 from their own 24-yard line. 4 minutes and 30 seconds to go here in the first quarter. No score. Ball on their own 24-yard line. Reyes Colson is going to fire, and it is caught, but not picking up the first down is Knight, who was met as soon as he caught it. That's going to bring up 4th down. And out comes the punt unit here for the Patriots after a quick 3-and-out.
That was fantastic defensive coverage by that cornerback for Marble Falls. He nearly jumped that pass play and had to wrestle Jeremiah Knight for the ball. Knight able to maintain possession, but that was nearly intercepted and could have been taken back for a pick 6. Eastview got really lucky there.
And before the play can get going, flags are thrown. And it's going to be a false start against the Patriots. That'll knock them back a bit more before this punt.
Punt is up from Reed Honstein.
And it's going to roll out of bounds at the 46-yard line. And no, the ref actually looks like he's going to mark it at the 45. And that is where the Mustangs will come back on offense. So after a very lengthy drive put together by the Mustangs as they go the length of the field to get into the red zone, they were all the way down to the 4 at one point and had to settle for a field goal attempt that they did not get.
And Wilson has about 25 yards rushing so far on the night.
Stripling and shotgun, 3 receivers to his left. He's going to fake the handoff, has a lot of daylight in front of him, and he's met by Quentin Jackson as he knocks him out of bounds after a good run there by Stripling. And he gets all the way down to the 37-yard line.
Looked to be about a 17-yard rush, and just a simple read option executed perfectly because Eastview bid on the fake to the running back. Stripling saw, he held on to the ball himself, and he had nothing but daylight on the right side.
Junior running back Hayden Wells will stand to Stripling's right as he is in shotgun to fake the handoff, looking to throw, and he is met in the backfield and sacked by Isaiah Knight. Had nowhere to go. Knight came in and rocked him. Good blitz there by the Patriots as the safety is able to, or the linebacker rather, is able to come in and unguarded and take out Stripling as they're quickly back to the line of scrimmage, and now the play is blown dead before it can start.
Fantastic decision to blitz Isaiah Knight, and he got some great penetration.
It's going to bring up a 2nd down and 16 from the 44, and a wide throw to the left and not picking up a whole lot. Maybe got back to the line of scrimmage an extra yard is number 80. It is Brock Linder once again. I believe there was a penalty on. Was there a penalty there?
I thought I saw a flag come out on the sidelines, but I didn't see it on the field, and it looks to be about of the 5-yard variety on Eastview. A little bit of confusion there.
So it'll bring up a 2nd down and 11 from the Patriot 38-yard line. 2:30 to play. Stripling looking to throw, rolls right, has all day, finally has to get rid of it, and is caught on the right sideline. And stepping out of bounds is Rodriguez, as he is still short of the 1st down. It's going to bring up a 3rd and 6. That stops the clock, a rare stoppage of the clock after he stepped out of bounds with 2:23 remaining here in the 1st quarter. 3rd down and 6 from the Patriot 33. Stripling and shotgun, 2 receivers to his left, 1 down to his right. As he will look to throw again, fakes the handoff, rolling right, fires it, and is caught once again on the right sideline. That time it was number 86, Kyle Hanshaw, senior receiver.
There's a flag on the play.
It is against the Mustangs. Looked like a legal man downfield, or I believe was the call. So no 1st down, as that is negated by the penalty.
Must have been holding there on the offensive line.
The ref's still kind of discussing it with Coach Davies. And now we'll knock him back a little bit. It's going to be a 3rd down, as it will replay the 3rd down. 3rd and 11 from the Patriot 33-yard line. Stripling in shotgun, 3 bunch receivers to his left. He'll look left, looks left for a while, streaking down the field, and it is dropped and incomplete. And when I say dropped, I mean the interception opportunity was dropped, but it does fall incomplete and brings up 4th down.
I believe that was Miguel Vivero. Sorry, Mark Rodriguez. Nearly intercepting that pass.
Well, they say there's a reason why you played defense instead of offense. If he almost looked like the receiver on that play as he was streaking up the field, and the throw was short, and it kind of fell right into the arms of Mark Rodriguez. unable to come up with it, but it does bring up 4th down, and the Mustangs will have to punt as Brock Linder will come in as their punter.
They're no man's land, so don't expect a fake here.
As Jackson is back deep to receive, standing at his own 12, and Linder gets this one away, and it is a short but wobbly punt that is going to end up in the Mustangs' favor as it rolls all the way inside the 5. Or are they going to say he touched it otherwise before that? And it appears they're going to mark it at about the 18, 19-yard line.
So a very long possession. That one going for about 2.5 minutes.
It's going to be a 1st down and 10 from their own 19-yard line. Second possession of the game for the Patriots. And Colson looking to throw, has all day, heaves it down the field. It is incomplete. Devon Little, the intended receiver, was streaking down the middle of the field. Colson just didn't have enough to get it there. Falls short, but thankfully just incomplete. Devon Little was actually double covered, but he had the step, just couldn't get it to him.
Yeah, he couldn't really get exactly wide open there.
And Colson looking to throw as he was pressured heavily, and it falls incomplete. So 2 quick plays and 2 incompletions is going to bring up a 3rd down and 10 for the Patriots.
This is a big 3rd down here because we were talking about this before the game, Steven, and we were talking about how Eastview needs to come out hot. They're coming off their first win of the season. They're coming off of their bye week. They haven't played football in 15 days, and they got a homecoming crowd. They need to put on a show for them.
3rd and 10 from their own 19. Colson with a screen route to his back, and that appears to be Zion Hester, who has entered the game. And he does not get a whole lot, definitely not enough for the 1st down. It's going to bring up a 4th down. And out comes the punt team here for the Patriots.
Only 11 yards passing for the Patriots tonight.
Rodriguez standing at his own 35, back deep to receive this Honstein punt. And a high snap. Reed gets it away, end over end, and it is a nice punt as it takes a Patriot bounce inside the 15, rolls all the way down, and stops right at the 7-yard line. Excellent punt there, an excellent bounce for Reed Honstein.
Excellent punt indeed, and now it's up to the defense. They've got to figure out a way to stop this Marble Falls running game. They had a little bit of better success on the last drive, and most of that was thanks to Isaiah Knight's sack of Andrew Stripling, and a couple of incomplete passes really helped out the Patriots defense as well, but they need to step up. They need to get off of this field because it doesn't help your defense when they need rest. And they've been out on the field most of this first quarter, and your offense just 3 and outs like that.
So 1st down and 10 from their own 7-yard line. 1:27 remaining here in the first quarter. No score. Stripling and shotgun with 3 receivers to his left, 1 down to his right. Fakes the handoff, and it is batted down at the line of scrimmage. Falls incomplete, and that was linebacker D.K. Little, the man to bring him down, or to bat the ball down, as that is going to bring up 2nd down.
Great defensive coverage by D.K. Little there, almost breaking up the route. I think if he had a step or two earlier, gotten there a step or two earlier, he could have gotten the pick and a pick 6 inside this 10-yard line.
Instead, it'll bring up 2nd down and 10 from their own 7. Stripling and shotgun, 2 receivers up top to his left, 1 down to his right. High snap, he gets it and hands it off. And running through tacklers, finally brought down by a host of Patriot defenders after a solid pickup. Still short of the first down. It's going to bring up 3rd and 5 after the 5-yard carry.
Big 3rd down and 5 here. I would not be surprised to see Marble Falls run another read option. Stripling can hold on to the ball, and we've seen that he can scoot on the ground as well.
Under 40 seconds to go here in the first quarter, no score. 3rd down and 5 from their own 12. Stripling hands it off. No, it's another read option. He's going to take it and keep it, and finally stopped inside the 20. It was Antoine Mays, the man to run through some blocks and get to Stripling, but he does get enough for the first down. So this Mustang drive stays alive.
About a 6-yard rush on that play by Andrew Stripling, and I told you, Steven, and look for Andrew to hold on to the ball because, again, he rushed out to the right side and had just enough room to get that first down marker.
First down and 10 from their own 18. Stripling sends a man in motion, hands it off, and trying to find the edge, unable to. Brought down by number 7, Trevon Watts, in the backfield for a loss.
They tried to sweep the ball to the left side, but Eastview's had a lot better success covering the left side of the field than they have the right side, and that went for a 3-yard loss.
And that is the last play of the first quarter, with your score, Eastview 0, Marble Falls 0. So an up and down, back and forth opening quarter in this game, but no points are on the board, Travis.
Yeah, Marble Falls has had complete control of the ball. They've obviously got a game plan in that they're trying to rush the ball as much as possible. They're trying to wear this Eastview defense out by just keeping them on the field. And the offense hasn't really helped things go along for the Patriots because they keep 3 and outing. And it's it's kind of a mess on both sides, though, because when you think about it, Marble Falls took up the entire first half of the first quarter and made it all the way inside the red zone, missed a 25-yard field goal, and so as a result, they came away with that long drive with no points. So both of these teams have things to work on here in the second quarter. Marble Falls, I feel like, is in a much better position than Eastview is right now because Eastview has come out a bit lethargic for homecoming night, and they need to find a way to fix that quick.
So to open up this second quarter, it'll be 2nd down and 13 from their own 15-yard line. Stripling and shotgun. 3 receivers to his right, 1 down to his left. And he will look to, no, it's a fake, and then hands it off to his back, running up the left sideline and then hit hard out of bounds. And that was Hayden Wells, the junior back on the carry. It's going to bring up 3rd down.
About a 4-yard gain on that play.
One thing about Marble Falls is they haven't been in too much of a hurry this entire game, but they've had some success getting down the field. They just haven't been able to come up with any points. So here's another 3rd down and 9 from their own 19-yard line. Stripling will turn and hand it off once again, and this time it is stopped short of the first down and hit hard by Isaiah Jackson, as he is going to force the Mustangs to come out and punt after about a 4-yard run. Yeah, 6-yard run, but he stopped short. It's going to bring up 4th down and 3, and they'll have to punt it away.
That loss.
Go ahead, Travis.
I was just going to say that loss of yardage at the end of the first quarter really helped Eastview out on that drive.
And this is a very, very high but not very long punt.
Barely crossed the 50 there. Isaiah Quentin Jackson was about 20 yards away, and on the complete other side of the field, it just sailed out of bounds.
Good call, Travis. It did not actually cross the 50, as it's going to be marked at the 47, 48-yard line, already in Mustang territory.
Best field position of the night for this Eastview offense, and they really need to make a go of it here. They really need to take advantage.
First down and 10 from the Mustang 48. Colson in shotgun with two receivers on each side. Fumbles the snap, but gets it away, fires, and just throws it away out of bounds. It falls incomplete, as it was Carlos Ochoa in the area. I think Colson was just trying to not let anything bad happen on that play, as they're quickly back to the line of scrimmage.
That's not a mistake you should be making at home.
Second down and 10. He'll turn and hand it off, trying to find some sort of space, but not getting anywhere.
That's Zion Hester.
Yeah, Hester on the carry, as he gets back to the 48, back to the line of scrimmage. It's going to be third down and 10 from the Mustang 48. Colson looking to throw this time, has his man. It is Little on the left sideline trying to pick up a couple blocks, and then ridden out of bounds short of the first down. See if they don't go for it here. I say why not? It looks like they are going to do it. Fourth down and 2 from the 40. Mustang 40. Colson turns, hands it off to Hester. Hester fighting off some tacklers and picking up a good gain. Picks up the first down and then a lot more, as he's brought down at the 29-yard line. And quickly back are the Patriots. First down and 10. Turns, hands it off to Hester. Hester making some men miss, and then brought down at the 24. 5-yard gain on the play, and the chain gang hadn't even been able to set up by the time the Patriots snapped that. Once again, Colson turns, hands it off to Hester. Hester is going to be stopped short of the first down by a few yards. Only picked up 2 on that play. That's going to bring up third down and 4.
Finally some fire from this Eastview offense.
Under 9 minutes to go here in the first quarter, no score. Third down and 4 from the Mustang 23. Colson in shotgun, 2 receivers on each side. And Hester in the backfield to Colson's right. Colson looking to throw and fires, streaking down the field. It is caught for the Patriot touchdown. And who else other than Devon Little, the man to bring it in?
23-yard touchdown pass, and what happened there is Devon Little broke away from his defender. I don't know what happened quite with the defender, if he just misstepped and mistimed his step or something, but he just kind of stopped before he tripped over himself. Devon Little broke away, got behind the coverage, and Jackson Colson knew what to do. Just a great fade route and to the post, and that gets 6 points for the Patriots.
As Honstein will come in for the extra point attempt. It is up, and it is good. So after a up and down field-wise first quarter, we finally have our first score of the game, and it belongs to the Patriots with 8:37 remaining here in the second quarter. Eastview 7, Marble Falls 0.
That's right. Heck of a drive, mainly on the ground. Jackson Colson and Devon Little combined for just 31 yards total, but one of those being a 23-yard touchdown pass. The rest was all Zion Hester, as he had 15 yards on that drive. So a great little drive here on homecoming night, and you could hear the pop from the crowd as they're finally able to wake up a little bit, and now the defense needs them more than ever.
Yeah, you know, Travis, we saw Jordan Espinosa start the game here at running back for the Patriots. Hester did not play almost that entire first quarter, and he comes into the game, and then here early in the second gets a big workload there on that drive. And even though the touchdown went to Little, it was sparked by the tough running of Zion Hester.
defensive coverage breakdown by Marble Falls led to that 23-yard touchdown pass as well.
As Long is back deep to receive this kick from Honstein, and it is up, end over end, and it's going to be fielded at the 5. He called for a fair catch, actually, as he was backpedaling. And they're going to mark him where he caught it at about the 7-yard line, I believe. I guess if he calls for a fair catch, it's automatically at the 25.
Yeah, that's a fairly new rule across college. And looks to be high school football as well. Trying to make the kickoff return safer for the returner.
8:35 remaining here in the second quarter. Patriots on top, 7-0. Mustangs facing a 1st down and 10 from their own 25. Stripling and shotgun, looking to throw. Gets pressure and heaves it over to his back. And he picks up maybe 2 or 3, but then is brought down by multiple Patriot defenders.
That was Gabriel Barker making the catch there, a backup running back. 3-yard gain.
I think Hines was in there on the tackle. 2nd down and 7 from their own 28. Both teams have all 3 of their timeouts. 8 minutes to go here until halftime. Stripling and shotgun. Looking left and heaves it over to Andrew Rodriguez, and he drops it. He was looking to turn his head before he could bring it in, but I'm not sure he would have got very far anyway. But it does bring up a 3rd down.
And that ball was nearly intercepted as well. The route was nearly jumped by a Patriot defender. And that could have gone for 6 had that been intercepted because there was nobody there in the backfield.
7:54 remaining here in the second quarter. 3rd down and 7 from their own 28. Stripling and shotgun. 3 receivers down to his left, 1 up top to his right. He fakes the handoff, looking right. Fires it, and it is incomplete. DK Little, I beg your pardon, Antoine Mays, the man to bat the ball down. He had a chance at an interception. He couldn't bring it in, but it does fall incomplete and bring up 4th down, Travis.
It is really good to see this Patriots defense playing a bit more aggressively here. They've got a lot of momentum coming off of that offensive touchdown they had, and they're a little bit pumped. I think they can feel that, you know, it is homecoming. They've got a crowd they need to impress. They want this crowd to come away seeing a win tonight.
And we'll see how far this punt can go. Jackson standing at the 39, and it is blocked. And it's still going to get somewhere for the Mustangs as it takes a roll, and then they down it there at the 43-yard line of the Patriots. But man, the Mustangs got a little lucky there as that ball was definitely hit at the point of kick.
Yeah, you know, from our vantage point, we're all the way up here in the press box. I think you could have also made an argument that Marble Falls should have gotten a roughing the kicker, roughing the punter on that play, but no flags, and so Eastview now maintains possession.
1st down and 10 from their own 43-yard line. Colson pitches it over to Hester, who has some space in front of him, just shakes off a tackler, cutting up the right sideline and forced out of bounds inside the 35. Oh, they're going to say he stepped out, I believe at the 37. But quickly back to the line are the Patriots. 1st down and 10. Colson and shotgun, 2 receivers on each side. He fires it over to number 14.
Caden Harris.
Caden Harris, who is very close to a 1st down. I think they're going to mark him just shy.
9 yards.
2nd down and 1 from the 28. And Colson looking to throw once again. I think he thought Little was going deep. Instead, it is caught. What a grab there on the right sideline by Carlos Ochoa, as he is very close to the first down. And they are going to give it to him. What a catch by Ochoa, as he had to come back to grab it. That's helping your quarterback out right there.
Yeah, and Jackson Colson evaded a sack on that play as he rolled out to the right side. He got that ball off just in time.
First down and 10. From the Mustang 27, Colson in shotgun. He's going to run it up the middle and slides down after a solid gain. Going to mark him just shy of the 20, taken down at the 21. It's a 6-yard run there for Colson.
ECU's got some great momentum now.
Second down and 4 from the 21. Colson looking to avoid a sack and does. Fires it to Devon Little on the side, left side, trying to evade some tacklers and still on his feet somehow. And then is gang tackled there near the first down. I believe they're going to give him forward progress. And it is a Patriot first down. What a play to evade tacklers by both Colson and Little.
They were going for a wide receiver screen pass, and Colson nearly got sacked on that play, somehow got away, and Devon Little able to break away from his defenders as well.
Colson will hand it off now to Zion Hester, who physical as he is, rumbling and tumbling over defenders and spun down after another solid chunk of yards. Picks up about 5. It's going to bring up second down. And Colson already back and handing it off once again to Hester, who is near another first down. This time, I think they are short. Should see a third down and 1 here. With 5:05 remaining here until halftime. Patriots on top 7-0. Colson in shotgun will turn and hand it off to Hester once again. Hester battling through and just rumbling over people into the end zone for the touchdown. Hester says, "This defense is no match for me," as he has provided a spark in the second quarter for the Patriots.
What a fantastic run by Zion Hester. This hurry-up offense has really flustered the Marble Falls defense. Hand off to Zion Hester. He had a great lane open up through the offensive line. There were defenders everywhere, but they just could not stop Hester. He was determined to get those 9 yards and make it into the end zone, and he just ran the ball up the middle and got into the end zone for 6 more points.
And in for the extra point attempt is Reed Honstein, who gets it up. And it is easily good for Reed. So with 4:59 remaining here in the second quarter, Patriots are on top 14-0. Both teams got off to a slow start. We actually thought the Mustangs had the upper hand coming into the second quarter, as they had been able to move the ball a lot easier than the Patriots in that first quarter. And it has been a different story as this quarter has progressed, as the Patriots find themselves with a 2-score lead, Travis.
Yeah, and that drive lasting about 2.5 minutes there. Zion Hester getting the majority of the yardage on that play. He had runs of 26 yards, 4 yards, 5 yards, and 9 yards for his first touchdown of the evening. And Jackson Colson on that drive was 3 for 3. I'm sorry, 4 for 4. No, 3 for 3. He had a 6-yard rush on his own. I can't read my own notes here. My apologies.
After a little bit of a shaky start for this offense and defense of the Patriots, they have bounced back here in the second quarter and kind of taken a little bit of control of this game. As Honstein sends this one away, another deep kick and fair caught once again by Rodriguez. And it's going to be, actually, I believe it was Johnson, the one to call for the fair catch, Tommy, the receiver, senior for the Mustangs.
4:59 here to work with for the Marble Falls Mustangs. We know they can hang on to the ball for that amount of time, but the question is, are they going to be able to get a first down, and are they going to be able to score if they get into the red zone? This is kind of hitting the point in the game where they need to get something going on before halftime, be it a field goal or a touchdown. It's not out of hand yet, but it could be that way. Eastview has a lot of momentum.
First down and 10 from their own 25. Stripling hands it off and stuffed at the line of scrimmage is Hayden Wells, the junior, as he didn't get anywhere.
Isaiah Knight making the tackle there for, or limiting Wells to just 1 yard. Marble Falls just trying to run the ball up the middle, and you got to think that all these runs are going to be setting up a big pass play here, so watch out for that.
Second down and 9 from their own 26-yard line. Stripling and shotgun, 2 receivers to his right, 1 down to his left, as he will turn and hand it off once again to Wells, and not getting a whole lot, getting a couple more. It's going to bring up third down.
2-yard rush for Wells on that play, tackled by Simon. And again, I'm not sure what the strategy is here because now they're 3rd and long.
Third down and 7 from their own 28. And Stripling looking to roll right, looking down the field, has some time, now getting pressured, reverses field. He's in trouble as he heaves it, and incomplete. Falls to the turf as he had a man open in the middle of the field that no one was really covering. He was waving his hands up saying, hey, Andrew, throw me the ball. And instead he went a little bit further, and it just fell to the turf, brings up 4th down.
You know, that happened earlier in the game. Stripling ran to the left side and then ran back to the right. And I think he was hoping to recreate that magic and get a first down, but Eastview was ready this time. They got a lot of penetration. He had 3 defenders coming from every side of him, and he had no choice but to throw that ball away.
And I believe they just called intentional grounding, if I understood that call right.
I mean, he threw it in the direction of a Marble Falls receiver, so I can't say I agree with that call unless there was a holding there somewhere. It could have been because he threw the ball away and maybe he was inside the hash marks at that point.
The refs huddle up and discuss, but the call had already been made. So it's going to be a fourth down here for Marble Falls, and they're going to punt it away regardless of how many yards they have to go. They're gonna punt it. It's actually a 4th and 19, but they are gonna punt. And back standing at his own 47 is Isaiah Quinton Jackson, who lets it bounce again, trying to get it, picks it up, and he weaves through a couple Mustang tacklers, and then finally is brought down at his own 45-yard line by a host of special teamers for the Mustangs. Might have let that ball bounce a couple too many times before he picked it up and started running, but nevertheless, it is positive. And Eastview with the 14-0 lead with 3:21 to go here on homecoming night in the second quarter.
You got to think that the Patriots are going to go with more of the hurry-up offense because it had a lot of success for them the last couple drives, resulting in 2 touchdowns.
Colt Cobble in at running back as this play is blown dead before it can get going. Looked like they were trying to get Hester from the left slot to come around and take the handoff. This might be a false start, and that is the call. So back 5 yards go the Patriot offense. First down and 15 from their own 40. 3:19 remaining until halftime. Patriots up 14-0 here on homecoming night. Colson in shotgun with 3 receivers down to his right, 1 up top to his left. He's going to send Hester from right to left in motion. Fakes the handoff to Hester. Looking to run is Colson, finding some space up the right hash and then taken down from behind as he gets a couple past the original line of scrimmage, about a 7-yard run. Brings up 2nd down and 8. And Colson this time hands it off to Hester. Hester looking to run over some people and gets a good chunk as he is short. It's going to bring up 3rd down and 2.
6 yards for Zion Hester there.
3rd and 2 from the Mustang 47. Colson in shotgun, 2 receivers wide on each side. Hester standing to his left.
Overfalls Falls looks like they're planning blitz. Defensive line needs to get set.
Colson will hand it off to Hester. Hester trying to weave through that initial line, and he got a yard past the 1st down. As the Patriots keep this drive alive with 2:10 remaining until halftime. If the Patriots can get 1 more score here before the end of the half, that would be huge. Heading into the locker room, Colson in shotgun looking to throw once again. He's got little, and it falls incomplete as he couldn't get it far enough to him. It kind of fell right in front of his feet.
Yeah, just didn't put enough strength on that throw. Devon Little, bless his heart, he tried to make something of that, trying to run up, but it was just far too short.
2nd down and 10 from the Mustang 43-yard line. 1:58 remaining in the 2nd quarter. Patriots on top 14-0. Colson fakes the handoff, throws it right to Ochoa, who gets dragged down near the 1st down marker, and he is, I believe they're going to say he's just shy. And Colson will hand it off to Hester. Hester trying to find the left side, and good penetration by this Mustang defense, not allowing a whole lot of space for Hester to run free. He does pick up the 1st down, but it did take a lot of running there from Hester to get anywhere for such a short gain. It does pick up the 1st down. 1:36 remaining in the 2nd quarter as the refs don't allow a play to happen just yet.
We're taking some time to, I think, just get the chains set up. You know, this hurry-up offense has been it's been so fast that the linemen haven't had time to set up the chains.
It is going to be, well, the refs are still figuring something out. Over on the far side, on the Mustang bench area. Now we should be ready to go. 1st down and 10 from the Mustang 29-yard line. Chain gang still trying to get sorted over there. I guess they had already had the 1st down. It's going to be 2nd down and 7 from their own from the Mustang 29 as Espinosa fights for extra yardage and then gets thrown down after a short gain. It's going to bring up 3rd down. One minute to go here in the 2nd quarter and counting. 3rd down and 4 from the Mustang 26. And Colson is going to hand it off on the sweep to, I believe that's Hester. Yes, and he is stopped just short of the 1st down. So expect to see the Patriots go for it. No, they're going to talk it over, I believe. Yeah. Patriots call a timeout facing a 4th and less than a yard.
You can win a trip and support the Eastview football program
It's
for $25.
not impossible for Reed to make a kick from here, but on 4th and 1 with 41 seconds to go with a 14-point lead. What's your call, Travis?
Well,
Go for it?
Yeah, it's a 43-yard field goal attempt. I do believe Reed Honstein could probably kick that, but that's a bit of a risky distance for him. I believe he's had trouble from even further out earlier this season in the first 2 games. So the way Zion Hester's been running up the middle, you might as well just give him a shot, try to get a fullback in there or something and barrel your way up the middle of the field, because Marble Falls has had difficulty stopping the run, especially these short gains this drive. The shortest run for Eastview has been 3 yards. So like I said, Steven, you might as well go for it. And you've got 2 timeouts left as well. So try to get the first down. And if you do, call the timeout again just to stop the clock and set up a big pass play.
Yeah, I'm with you there. If this was 4th and 2, 4th and 3, I may say why not go for the kick, see if you can get any points out of this before the end of the half. It's a 4th and 1. We've seen Hester run up the middle easily throughout the second quarter to pick up more than 1 or 2 or 3 yards. He's been dominant here in the second quarter, and
it's a very short 1 yard as well.
Exactly, as Colson takes the snap and had handed it off to Hester, but a timeout was called by the Mustangs. So they probably wanted to get a look at what the Patriots were going to come out with, and they got their look, so they call timeout.
It's going to be difficult for this defense to get a stop because the line of scrimmage is about a half a yard away from the first down line, and so they can stack the box, but the problem is that's half a yard is not very far, so you've got to get some defensive penetration. I think that's what the Marble Falls coaching staff is talking over with the team, is that these defensive linemen, the defensive tackles, they need to get the penetration because they've been able to get through on a couple of occasions. I believe they do have a sack on the evening for a loss of 6 yards earlier in the ball game, but this is big time. This is going to determine whether you go into halftime trailing by 14 or trailing by potentially 21.
Both teams continuing to talk out their game plan, especially for this specific play. 4th and 1. And if the Patriots are able to convert, they'll likely spend another timeout to stop the clock. So it'll be 4th down and 1 from the Mustang 24. 41 seconds remaining here in the second quarter. Colson goes under center, and he's going to try to sneak it forward. He initially did not get it, I can tell you that much, but he did have an extra second effort. And he looks to have gotten it. He did. First down, Patriots on the Jackson Colson quarterback sneak. He got just enough in the second effort as he kept his legs turning, and the clock is going to keep running. And a timeout is called by the Patriots. There was some confusion on who needed to check in and check out. They had Colt Cobble jogging on late, but I don't think anyone came out for him. So they could have run a play without spending that timeout, but it's the confusion and a safe call there to call the timeout. They still have 1 remaining. Mustangs with 2. 24 seconds remaining here until halftime. Patriots on top 14-0 and trying to expand their lead.
Yeah. And you can tell Coach Davies is furious over there on the sideline. Colt Cobble's trying to defend himself as that timeout was called. And as you said, that fault would lie with whoever didn't substitute out. And you can't really fault any of the players there. That's just miscommunication from the coaches up here in the booth and the coaches on the field. Just the offense has been running that hurry-up offense. I think some of the players thought that they were going to keep up with that hurry-up offense and didn't really realize that there was a need for substitutions there. So either call that a coaching mistake or call that a lack of paying attention by the players on the field. It's kind of hard to tell, but a miscommunication of some sort.
First down and 10 from the Mustang 21. Colson hands it off to Hester. He doesn't have a whole lot of space, but keeps his legs turning and moving the pile inside the 15, near the 10, taken down at the 12-yard line, and quickly calling a timeout is Coach Davies with 12 seconds remaining. Until halftime, and a 9-yard gain on that last play.
Fantastic running by Zion Hester. Boy, you know, we talked about how Hester is mainly a speed back, but he's been putting on a power show tonight. I guess he spent his bye week last week in the gym because he's running around like, you know, like he weighs about 200 pounds, 220-something pounds out there.
Yeah, I mean, our first 2 years calling the Patriots, you know, he's been on varsity since he was a sophomore, but backing up Torrey Davis, we kind of saw the two-headed monster, Davis, the power back, and Hester, the speed back. But here in his senior year, and especially tonight, we have seen him kind of have flashes of both in himself, by himself, as it's going to be a 2nd down and 1 from the Mustang 12. 12 seconds remaining here as Colson is going to look to throw, rolls right, heaves it down the field. It is out of bounds. Hester was the intended receiver, but just ran out of room there on the right side of the end zone. 3rd down and 1, still 6 seconds left. So Patriots still with a chance here. If they can run a quick play here, if they don't get the touchdown, if there's any time, oh, they're going to go for the field goal right now, as Honstein has come into the game for the field goal try. And I believe Marble Falls is going to try to ice him as they call timeout.
I can't say, Stephen, that I'm a big fan of that rollout play they ran before this field goal attempt. Jackson Colson, it was, I mean, all the receivers were covered down the field. They ran to the short side of the field, and nobody had any room to maneuver. That was just the defense licking their chops when they saw that, because Hester basically ran himself out of bounds in the end zone, and Colson tried to lead him, but again, they were running to the short side of the field and had nowhere to go. So Marble Falls catches a lucky break there. If they can prevent this field goal from being made by Honstein, this would be a 29-yard attempt. And that's more than doable for Honstein, but, you know, there is a potential to get that field goal blocked. If Marble Falls can do that, then they'll have some momentum going into the second half despite being shut out.
Yeah, Travis, you know, early around kickoff of this game, there's a little bit of wind going since the darkness has arrived. It's kind of subsided. There's still a little bit of wind out there on the field. We'll see if Honstein can convert here, as it is a high snap. No chance to get it down. Ochoa running around, and he just throws it out of bounds backwards. That could have been disastrous, and instead it just falls out of bounds. That is the last play of this first half. And with your score, Patriots 14, Mustangs 0, and Patriots catch a break after that last play of the first half. Wow.
That was, I did not expect that to happen. That center's going to get a tongue lashing by the coaching staff in the locker room over halftime, because that's the second bad snap he's had in this quarter alone. He had numerous bad snaps a couple of weeks ago against Canyon, and honestly, Stephen, that's something that shouldn't really be happening all that often this deep into the season. I know this is only game 4, but you play 10 games in a season. This is week 5. You've had a bye week already. You know, the center, that's something the center should be practicing giving snaps away every day during practice. So I'm not sure what the problem was there, but Marble Falls catches a lucky break, and they'll come back out after halftime with a lot of momentum. The Patriots, you know, they jumped out to a 14-0 lead, but they've squandered the last couple possessions. So it's still a bit of a toss-up game.
Yeah, as we have reached halftime, your score, Patriots 14, Mustangs 0.
Calculate some stats over halftime. We've been trying something new where trying to keep track of stats drive by drive here using pen and paper. And we'll see how that works out. It's a lot easier when we're here at home, Stephen, because we can hook our camera up to the Jumbotron and use that instead of having to tilt the camera back and forth all the time.
Yep, we appreciate these folks here at GISD Athletic Complex. Shout out to Curtis and everyone here in the press box making it happen. As we are going to turn it over to the field for the band performances. And it is homecoming here for the Patriots, so I'm sure there'll be some homecoming festivities. You're listening to Eastview Patriot Football here live on SHNSports.com. Stephen Strong alongside Travis Banks, and enjoy halftime.
And now presenting the award-winning 2018-2019 Marble Falls High School Starlet Dance Team. Director of the Starlets is Ms. Christy Gilpin. Starlet officers are Captain Adeline Whitley, First Lieutenant Tabitha Hawley, JV coordinators Isi Mata and Annabelle Cardenas. Starlet of the Week is Isela Avalos. JV Star of the Week is Mariah Canchola. Officer's Choice is Jasmine Pena. Tonight, the Starlets will be performing a kick routine to Feel It Still. Tonight, the Mustang Band presents movements 2 and 3 of their 2018 UIL contest show, Evolution. This production celebrates the beauty of the creative process. In the second movement, Passion, featuring Ian Corley on flugelhorn and color guard soloists Alyssa Stutzman and Ashton Reyes, we watch as the idea is brainstormed and discussed until finally the concept is finalized and presented. Finally, in movement 3, Synthesis, the dream is made into reality, and we can admire and reflect on it. Under the field direction of drum majors Andrea Sleemy, Tambry Gardner, and Jack Greathouse, we hope you enjoy the 2018 production, Evolution. Shannon Meyer. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your support of the Mustang Band and Starlet Dance Team.
Good evening and welcome to Eastview's 2018 Homecoming Halftime Festivities. We would like to recognize any alumni here with us tonight. If you are a member of the class of 2014, 15, 16, 17, or 2018, please stand up and be recognized. Welcome home, Patriots. At this time, we would like to introduce to you the members of our 2018 Homecoming Court. First, we have Alex Alford. Alex is representing Eastview Band. She is escorted by her mother, Lori Alford, and her grandmother, Donna Harris. Next, we have Luis Andana. Luis represents Eastview Cross Country. He is accompanied by his parents, Wendy and Luis Andana Sr. Up next is Nika Andrews, representing Eastview Student Council. She is escorted by her mother, Marilyn Guzman, and her father, Michael Andrews. Next, we present Cody Chumley. Cody is representing Eastview National Honor Society. He is escorted by his mom, Kimberly Chumley, and his stepfather, Jimmy Gervin. Next up is Jackie Padron. Jackie is representing Eastview Spanish Club. She is escorted by her parents, Irma and Jose Padron. Next is Zion Hester. Zion is representing Eastview Track and Field. He is escorted by his parents, Jane and David Hester. Up next is Peyton Russell. Peyton represents Eastview Sparklers and Starlet Dance Team. She is escorted by her parents, Victoria and Rusty Russell. Next, we present Oscar Menchaca. Oscar is also representing Eastview Band. He is escorted by his mother, Doris Gonzalez, and his grandmother, Anna Kaiser. Next up, we have Alex Stone. Alex is representing Eastview Fellowship of Christian Athletes. She is escorted by her grandmother, Carol Martin, and her sister, Frances Stone. Finally, we present Valente Solorzano. Valente represents Eastview Boys Soccer. He is escorted by his parents, Eliud Morales and Manuel Solorzano. And now, for the moment we've all been waiting for, the crowning of our 2018 Homecoming King and Queen, presented by 2017 Queen Sydney Bucks. The 2018 Eastview Homecoming King is Valente Solorzano. The 2018 Eastview Homecoming Queen, also crowned by Sydney, is Peyton Russell. Congratulations, Peyton and Valente. Please join us as we sing our alma mater.
Welcome back to GISD Athletic Complex, where halftime is just about to come to a close here on homecoming night for the Eastview Patriots. At halftime, your score, Patriots 14, Mustangs nothing. And Travis, what do you think about the first half?
Well, I spent the majority of halftime calculating all these stats I had written down. First time we've ever tried anything like this, so bear with me. I think I got everything fairly accurate for the most part, but you kind of look at this, and the most surprising stat to me is that Zion Hester, 95 yards rushing on the ground with 1 touchdown. The leading rusher for Marble Falls is the quarterback, Stripling. He has 45 yards, and most of those were in the first quarter. Those 2 runs of 17 and 15 yards that he had against the Patriots defense. But after that, you've got runs of 25 yards, 13 yards, and 10 yards for Marble Falls. Stripling in the passing game is 2 for 9, only 8 yards, no touchdowns or interceptions. Meanwhile, Jackson Colson, 9 for 13, 66 yards, 1 touchdown, no interceptions. That 1 touchdown, of course, coming to Devon Little, who has 35 yards through the air. The other receivers for Eastview, Ochoa with 11 yards, Harris with 9 yards, Zion Hester with 3 yards, and Isaiah Knight with 8 yards. So a bit of a lopsided game when you look at the stats like that, but Eastview has made some considerable mistakes that they should have hopefully rectified over halftime.
And as this second half opening kick occurs, it is blown dead and will not count. I believe this is going to go against the Mustangs. I haven't seen an official call.
I think they're going to do a re-kick. I'm not exactly sure what happened myself, but that is indeed what they're setting up to do.
So it's going to be Logan Barnes, the freshman kicker, to send this one away as we are underway here to start the second half. It is fielded at the 13 by Devon Little, who has some space up the middle and then is going to get taken down. Gang tackled there, still trying to move the pile as they let him play a little long. And he's brought down at the 42-yard line, and that is where this Eastview offense is going to take over.
Again, 95 yards on the ground for Zion Hester tonight. You got to think Eastview is just going to keep handing the ball off to him because he's been a beast so far this evening, specifically running the ball up the middle.
First down and 10 from their own 42-yard line. Jackson Colson comes out in shotgun with 2 receivers to his left, 1 down to his right. He'll turn and hand it off to Espinosa, and Espinosa is leveled after a short pickup. Lucky he held on to the football there. I'm not sure he expected to get rocked that hard, but it is a gain of 6. And it's going to bring up a 2nd down and 4. Again, we saw this very, very fast hurry up in the first half for most of the possessions for Eastview as they're right back to it. 2nd down and 4 from their own 48. Colson in shotgun will turn, and this time he throws it in the flat to Hester, who gets stopped well short of the marker, and a flag is thrown, so this might be negated either way. It is a holding against the Patriots, and so they're going to replay that 2nd down.
That flag was thrown from the back judge, and you could tell, usually it's a holding in that situation, so that's something you can't get away with it. They were trying to throw a screen pass to Zion Hester, but can't get anything done when your offensive line is holding.
So 2nd down and 15. Colson looking to throw in, not on the same page with Carlos Ochoa as it falls incomplete. Lucky nothing bad happened there, as Ochoa was completely covered. But it is going to bring up 3rd and long. 10:55 remaining here in the 3rd quarter. Patriots on top 14-0. Opening drive of the 2nd half. 3rd down and 15 from their own 37. Colson in shotgun, 2 receivers wide on each side, and Hester to his right now switches to his left in the backfield. Now switches back to his right as Colson takes the handoff, looking to throw, trying to avoid some pressure, rolling right, has some space in front of him, and is just going to get ridden out of bounds. Only picks up 3 on the run as he is stopped out of bounds at the 40. And we should see the punt team come out here for the Patriots.
Spectacular defense by Marble Falls there, as they knew Jackson Colson was going to roll out. He did indeed roll out to the right side of the field, the short side of the field, and once again, they dropped so many defenders back into coverage that Jackson Colson only had about 2 maybe receivers to choose from, and they were both in double coverage. So Jackson Colson trying to run the ball, got nothing from it though.
This is a nice punt from Honstein as usual, as it is fielded at the 18 and then ridden immediately out of bounds was Rodriguez. So inside the 20 once again is where the Mustangs are going to start this drive.
And it'll be interesting to see what adjustments Marble Falls made at halftime, because, again, they were driving in their opening drive, took up half the first quarter, the first 6 minutes, 15 seconds, but came away with no points. They had a bit of momentum towards the end, getting a couple of key stops, and in addition to being helped out by that that botched snap field goal.
1st down and 10 from their own 18. And keeping the ball is Striplin, as he gets forward for a short gain on 1st down.
Looks like he got maybe 4 yards on that carry.
Second down and 6 from their own 22-yard line. Stripling with 2 receivers to his right, 1 down to his left. He'll turn and this time pick the handoff and fires it. It is out of reach and falls incomplete, intended for number 83, Warren Copeland, the junior receiver. Just unable to connect there, and it's going to bring up 3rd down and 6 deep in their own territory.
Put Stripling at 2 for 10 and only 8 yards still on the night. Not a very good stat line at all.
3rd down and 6 from their own 22-yard line. Stripling and shotgun, 3 receivers to his right, 1 down to his left. And he'll be back to throw, looking, running up, steps up in the pocket, runs up the middle, and then is dragged down from behind. And he is very close to a 1st down, and he got it. Trevon Watts, the man to bring him down, but not before he picked up the Mustang first down. Good job by Stripling to use his legs there.
Yeah, 6-yard rush on that carry, and the thing is that the Patriots came with a blitz, and they nearly got him, but Stripling had the sense to step into the pocket, saw that there was nobody in front of him in the middle, and he had enough space to get through the linemen, and that he did, just enough for the first down.
9:20 remaining here in the second quarter. Patriots on top, 14-0. First down and 10 from their own 31. Stripling will turn, and this time he does hand it off, and rumbling up the middle, plugging up the pile, is his back, and I believe that was Cooper Wilson. Yes. Thank you, Travis. Cooper Wilson on the carry as he picks up, call it 4. Second down and 6 from their own 35. Stripling and shotgun. 3 receivers to his right, 1 down to his left, with Wilson at running back standing to his right in the backfield as he looks to throw, back to throw, heaves it down the middle, and it is in. Oh, he dropped it. Falls incomplete. Jackson, it fell right into his arms. It looked like Stripling literally threw it straight to Jackson. He overthrew his intended receiver, and Jackson just didn't even expect it in his arms and was unable to bring it in.
Yeah, the pass was intended for the running back Cooper Wilson, a bit of an angle route up the middle, and he overthrew the receiver by about 2 steps. Isaiah Quentin Jackson really wishes he had that one back.
So another 3rd down and 6 here. This time from their own 35. Stripling rolls right and throws, and it is caught in bounds as he was falling to his knees. He is short of the first down, though, by about a yard, and looks like the Mustangs are going to go for it here in their own territory. Huge play here for both teams.
9-yard gain by Brock Linder, the tight end.
And they blow play dead. An official timeout. So this shouldn't be docked from either team. Substitutions being made for the offensive line as play seems set to resume. 4th and 1 from their own 40. And Stripling and Shock will go under center. And he hikes it and is trying to quarterback sneak it. And this is going to be close. Looks like he got right there, but Patriots think they stopped him. No official signal yet. I think the Patriots knew it was coming, but it does not matter as the Mustangs do get the first down. Didn't look like they looked at it a whole lot. They just kind of stood up and signaled for the first down. So this drive continues here for the Mustangs. 7:35 remaining in the third quarter. First down and 10 from their own 41. Stripling looking to throw, fires to the right sideline. It is caught and then hit and falling out of bounds after a short gain.
That was Brock Linder again on the catch and Justin Henry on the tackle.
It's a gain of 3 on the throw and catch. Second down and 7 from their own 44. Stripling will hand it off this time. Charging up the middle is Wilson. And he gets a couple more yards. It's going to bring up a third down, though.
3 yards officially on that run, and Wilson trying to overtake Andrew Stripling as the leading rusher, but he's still got about 15 yards to go.
So yet another third down here on this drive. 3rd and 4 from their own 47-yard line. Stripling and shotgun with one receiver wide on each side. He's going to hand it off this time and stop short of the first down is Wilson as he is tackled by DK Little, charging from behind to catch up to him before he can get to the first down. So another 4th and short that the Mustangs are going to go for.
Well, way too long for a field goal and bad field position for a punt. So, yeah, you got to go for it at this point, down 14.
4th down and 2 from their own 49-yard line. Stripling in shotgun. Now we'll take it easy and get the play call from the sideline. 1 receiver wide on each side. He's got Wilson to his right with a lead blocker. The snap is rolling on the ground. And he picks it up, and then it's cut down in the backfield behind the line of scrimmage by D.K. Little. Who else having himself a 3rd quarter here to turnover on downs to give the ball back to the Patriots.
That's going to result in a loss of about 2 yards for the Patriots and just a great defensive play by D.K. Little. He had to use his speed there, and I think he was huffing and puffing and used every ounce of energy in his body. He lowered his shoulder. He kind of went for a diving tackle and went for the knees, which, you know, might be frowned upon in the NFL nowadays, but Stripling went down and results in a turnover on downs for the Patriots.
1st down and 10 from the Mustang 46. Colson hands it off to Hester, who doesn't find a whole lot of space and is dropped for no gain on the play. Brings up 2nd down.
Patriots need to find a way to get Zion Hester the ball more.
2nd down from their own 45, 10 yards to go. Colson looking to throw. He has his man. It is Little who shakes off a tackler and then is brought down a couple yards shy of the 1st down marker. But a good chunk of yardage picked up there. It's going to bring up 3rd and short.
About a 7-8 yard gain on that play.
3rd and 2. This time they hand it off to Hester, who plugs up the middle, still on his feet, grabbing onto his jersey, but he is not going to be taken down until he gets all the way to the 1 yard line, refusing to go down. Mr. Hester, as he has sparked this offense yet again here in the 3rd quarter.
37 yards up the middle puts him well over 100 yards on the night.
1st down and goal. Colson looking to throw now. Has his man wide open. A flag is down, but no one was covering Little as he gets the touchdown, but we await the penalty call. It is against the defense, offsides. Good job by Colson to recognize that and put the ball up to a wide open Devon Little in the left corner of the end zone. So that is a touchdown for the Patriots. They widen their lead.
The 2nd touchdown pass by Jackson Colson to Devon Little of the evening. Just 1 yard, but a quick fade route, and Devon Little breaking free. It was almost like zone coverage in the end zone. Devon Little was all wide open in a sea of defenders. What a great throw and catch.
Extra point is up and good for Reed Honstein. So with 4:32 remaining here in the 3rd quarter, Eastview's on top 21-0 over the visiting Marble Falls Mustangs as we get our first score here of the 2nd half. And really all this was sparked because of D.K. Little on defense making 2 back-to-back plays on 3rd and 4th down to force the turnover on downs, give the ball back to the Patriots, who then are able to drive down the half the field that they needed to go and get the touchdown, Travis.
Yeah, you could tell the offense was pretty fired up about that play because, and you can tell by the effort by Zion Hester as well, because he went 10, maybe even 15 yards with 3 defenders grabbing onto his jersey. But Zion Hester, who knew he had that much power? He's mainly been used as a speed back all season and all of last year, as you said, behind Torrey Davis earlier. But, gosh, he's just been barreling through these Marble Falls defenders all night.
So here to kick it away is Reed Honstein. That's another booming punt, and it's going to roll into the end zone. It took a bounce at the 1 and then rolled over the goal line. So this is a touchback, and the Mustangs have some work to do.
Yeah, Marble Falls has found themselves in a pretty deep hole. Not too deep, you know, probably about waist high at this point. They can still come back. There's plenty of time. But they need to get things going. They need to, I think, you know, Andrew Stripling, the quarterback, needs to figure out a way to get the ball, keep the ball, and start utilizing that read option again, because that was giving the Patriots defense fits in the first quarter.
Yeah, they didn't know who had the ball as he took it on some keepers. It's going to be first down and 10 from their own 25. Stripling and shotgun, 2 receivers to his right, 1 down to his left. He turns and hands it off, and Stephon Reyes, the first man to get to Hayden Wells after about a 3-yard run.
3-yard gain, you know, nothing to sneeze at on first down, but they need to get a whole lot. They need to start getting more yards on the ground.
4 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Patriots holding on to that 21-0 lead. Second down and 7 from their own 28. Stripling and shotgun, 2 receivers on each side. He fakes the handoff, looking to throw, has all day, heaves it down the right sideline, and it is intercepted. No, he dropped it. It was a battle for the football. It looked like Antoine Mays had it in his grasp, but good job by the receiver for Marble Falls to kind of knock it away as it falls incomplete. A break there for the Mustangs.
Puts Stripling at 4 for 14 on the evening with just 16 yards through the air. And that's got to be a key factor in this game. Great job breaking up a bunch of these passes by the Patriots defense.
Third down and 7 from their own 28. Stripling and shotgun, 1 receiver up top to his right, 3 down to his left, looking to throw, and pressured, turns and reverses field, rolling right, and heaving it up the right sideline, just throws it away. Falls out of bounds, and that's going to bring up another 4th down. This time we should see the punt unit.
Well, Andrew Stripling had Andrew Rodriguez on a slant route wide open in the middle, but Stripling was focusing so much on extending the play, he rolled out to the right side, did that spin around move, and had his back to all of his receivers at one point, just as Rodriguez was getting open. So that was all on Stripling, that play. If he'd stayed in the pocket and been a little more patient, he probably could have gotten a completion in the first down.
4th and 7, and in comes the punt unit. As the punt is, might have been batted again, but it's short either way. It takes a Mustang bounce as it's going to be rolled, and it's going to roll and be stopped at the 41-yard line in Patriot territory. After an impressive drive last time out, the Patriots look to build on that and build on their 21-0 lead right now.
Eastview has all the momentum right now, especially after that defensive stop. A 3 and out. And if Eastview can get on the board here, be it a field goal or a touchdown, I think they'll have this game well in control heading into the 4th quarter.
3:26 remaining in the 3rd quarter. First down and 10 from the 41. Handoff to Hester up the left side, trying to stiff arm a man, and then just got forced out of bounds, ran out of room there on the left side. Never went down. He's tough to bring down. Going to bring up a 2nd down and 4. Already back, Colson. Hands off this time to Hester, rolling right. Cuts up the middle, has some space in front of him, and then is sandwiched inside Mustang territory, taken down at the 41-yard line in Mustang territory.
That was probably about a 12-yard gain on that play. So Zion Hester just adding to his total here.
First down and 10 from the 41 of the Mustangs. And once again, they give it to Hester. This time does not get anywhere. He's plugged up the middle for no gain.
That's when the hurry-up offense is a detriment to your team, because looks like there was a little bit of confusion there. Hester didn't really know which side to run, and the pocket just kind of collapsed. The offensive line just couldn't block anybody on that play.
2nd down and 10 from the Mustang 41. Colson and shotgun, 2 receivers wide on each side. 2:15 and counting remaining in the 3rd quarter. Colson and will roll left. Looking to throw. He has Little, who tries to spin up the left sideline and is ridden out of bounds just shy of the first down. That's going to bring up a 3rd down and 4. Caden Harris checks out. And I believe Ochoa is in, yes, as he will be wide right. Colson hands it off to Hester. Hester with some burst of speed, staying on his feet, cutting up the left sideline. 10-5, touchdown Patriots. Zion Hester does it again, just refusing to go down as he increases the Patriots' lead.
35 yards on that touchdown, and Zion Hester just breaking free. Wow, what a night this kid is having. On that drive alone, Zion Hester had 54 yards, and I'll have to add up his total there, but that puts him at over 150 yards tonight. Not quite 200, but he's getting there.
In for the extra point is Honstein as he gets it up, and it is good. Couple of impressive drives back-to-back put together by this Patriot offense, and with 1:25 remaining here in the 3rd quarter, Patriots are up 28-0 over the visiting Marble Falls Mustangs. And even though the Patriots did get that blowout victory over Reagan here 2 weeks ago, 15 days ago, it's still pretty impressive that they're able to come out here and so far shut out the Mustangs, Travis.
A really slow start, and it looked like things were going badly after Marble Falls took over for that long 6 minute, 15-second first possession of the first quarter on the opening drive. But, man, has Eastview put it together after that. They had a couple of 3-and-outs. But you know what the key factor in that was, Steven? Zion Hester, for whatever reason, did not play for a majority of the first quarter. Once he came into the ball game, started rushing the ball in the second quarter, it's like Eastview's offense just kind of opened up.
No, yeah, absolutely. He has very much sparked this offense after a pretty boring first quarter offensively for the Patriots, as Honstein sends this one away. Another booming kick that is fair caught at the 7-yard line. So that is where the Mustangs will take over. Down 28.
What a huge confidence boost this could be for the Patriots. I know there's a lot of football left to play, still an entire quarter, but if they can maintain this shutout or at least get a stop here, they'd have all the confidence in the world.
Yeah, and it's crazy to think that, honestly, Stripling has thrown 3 balls that should have been intercepted that were in the arms of Patriot defenders, and yet the defense is still making plays after play as this one is handed off. Stripling hands it off to number 34, Dylan Mayberry, senior running back, as he picks up 4 on the carry.
5th different person to rush the ball for the Mustangs tonight.
Under a minute to go now here in the 3rd quarter. 2nd down and 6 from their own 29. Stripling and shotgun. 2 receivers down to his left, 1 up top to his right, as he will take the snap and hand it off once again, and picking up a couple and then getting thrown backwards by a host of Eastview defenders led by Ben Simons leading the charge. And it was once again Dylan Mayberry on the carry. He picks up 4 more. It's going to bring up 3rd down and 2. This is a huge 3rd down for the Mustangs offense to try to do something to remain in this game heading into the 4th with 5 seconds to go, as Stripling will pitch it over and stop just near the marker. I believe they're going to say he got it. Trevon Watts brought him down. And from where they're marking this, it is going to be a 1st down, but that is also the final play of this 3rd quarter. So at the end of 3, an impressive game put together here so far by the Patriots as they lead it 28-0 over the visiting Marble Falls Mustangs. And they have played a pretty balanced game so far. 14 points in that first half, as well as 14 so far in the second half, 14 alone in that third quarter.
That's right, and the star of that third quarter, Zion Hester, well, you got to give credit to Jackson Colson and Devon Little as well. Kind of like a rinse and repeat of the second quarter. 2 touchdown passes for Jackson Colson, and currently he's at 12 for 17 with 81 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, 2 touchdown catches for Devon Little, 2 touchdowns on the ground for Zion Hester. I'm adding up his yardage right now.
Yeah, I think the most impressive thing so far this season for Jackson Colson has been his ability to take care of the football and how efficient he's been. His completion percentage is really good. He was 9 of 10 last week. You just said 12 of 17 tonight. Just getting it done and efficiently while making the right throws and not making too many mistakes. This Colson kid has been impressive all season long.
And again, these are unofficial stats, but 186 yards for Zion Hester on the ground so far tonight. 2 touchdowns. Heck of a game.
It's going to be a first down and 10 from their own 36-yard line. Stripling looking to throw, looking left all day. Now he's forced to roll right. Looking down the field, he's going to throw it. It is just thrown away out of bounds as he was getting pressured heavily. It was number 52 giving him some pressure. Roland Hines, the junior, almost got to him, forced him to throw it away. Brings up second down and 10.
Puts him at 4 for 16 on the night, and those are not good numbers at all. Only completing a quarter of your passes.
Second down and 10 from their own 36-yard line. Stripling and shotgun, 3 receivers to his right, 1 up top to his left. He will fake the handoff and keep it, runs up the middle and does not get much of anything. He picked up a yard.
Stripling, the leading rusher for the Mustangs tonight, too. He had 45 yards at halftime, give or take a couple more in the third quarter.
The Mustangs haven't really changed their game plan as this game has progressed. Kind of taking their time each play. Even we saw that in the first quarter. Now they're down 28 with 11 minutes remaining in the game as Stripling will fake the handoff, looking to throw, has all day, hesitates, still no pressure, and now he finds a wide open man inside Patriot territory, shakes off another defender, cutting up the right sideline, finally taken down out of bounds at the 37-yard line, and Darian Shanklin, the man to come all the way from the other side of the field to finally put a stop to that.
About a 33-yard reception by Cooper Wilson. Longest pass play of the night for Marble Falls.
Stripling had all day to throw that one. First down and 10 from the Patriot 37. Stripling back to throw. Still has a lot of time. Finally gets pressured and heaves it over, and it is dropped. It was intended for Dylan Mayberry, the back, as he kind of bobbled it for a little while as he tried to cut up field, and then eventually it just fell out of his hands before he had possession. Brings up second down.
That's one incompletion you cannot blame on Stripling. He's had a couple of throws that have gone awry and nearly been intercepted, but that was all on Mayberry. Just could never get possession.
Second down and 10 from the Patriot 37. 10:37 remaining here in the ball game. Patriots on top 28-0. Stripling and shotgun, 3 receivers to his left, and before this play, it's going to be blown dead as Marble Falls calls timeout. That is their first of this second half. They have 2 remaining. Patriots have all 3 of their timeouts remaining for the rest of this fourth quarter.
Don't forget,
with 10.5 minutes remaining in the ball game, Marble Falls, they just need to get on the board, period. They've already been shut out once this season. That was a 22-0 loss to open up the season. Again, this is their third road game of the first 5 weeks. They had a bye week last week, so they've only had one home game in this very young season. And I think that's kind of starting to wear on this team. As you mentioned, Stephen, they've kind of gotten away from what was making them successful in the first quarter, going with that read option, those read option design plays, and Stripling running around on the ground. They've tried to go to a more balanced attack, either just simple handoffs or passing the ball, and neither of that has really worked out.
So they're going to go empty set here as they spread the field. Stripling alone in the backfield in shotgun. 3 receivers to his left, 2 down to his right. 2nd down and 10 from the Patriot 37-yard line. Stripling takes a snap, looks to throw, throws right, heaves it down the field, and it is over the head of everybody. Falls incomplete. Not even sure who he was going for. There were 2 receivers, one that he might have expected to cut upfield and ended up on a comeback. Warren Coupland. Miscommunication there possibly between Stripling and Coupling. Brings up 3rd down.
I was just going to say that, Stephen. One of the receivers continued running the post route, and then the other receiver on the far right end of the field came around for the curl route, and just miscommunications like that can't happen when you're down 28-0.
3rd down and 10 from the Patriot 37-yard line. Stripling and shotgun, 3 receivers to his left, 1 down to his right. He looks left and finally throws it, and wide open on the left side of the field, cutting up the left sideline, is the back out of the backfield, Hayden Wells, but he is short of the 1st down. Is going to bring up 4th and 4, 4th and 5. And of course, the Mustangs are going to go for it. Another empty set. Alone in the shotgun is Stripling. 3 receivers down to his right, 2 down to his left, or 2 up to his left.
Some movement.
False start.
I'm not sure who they're going to call this on, because I saw one of the Patriots' defensive linemen move first and kind of keep his balance, luckily, but looks like it was caused by movement on the offensive line. And that is indeed what the referees are ruling, a false start. So that'll back Marble Falls up 5 yards. Makes it 4th and very long, Stephen.
And instead of a 4th and pretty manageable 4th and 5, it's going to be 4th down and 10 from the Patriot 37-yard line. Maybe a last gasp of breath of life for the Mustangs as looking back to throw. Pressured heavily, heaving it down the middle of the field and caught at the 15-yard line by, that is Cooper Wilson, who picks up the 1st down. I wasn't even sure that Stripling knew where he was throwing. It somehow falls into the arms of Wilson, and that is a 1st down for the Mustangs as they stay alive.
Yeah, I think Cooper Wilson saw that the ball was falling short and he was running too far, so he made the comeback, and a great pass play. And
this time they hand it off up the middle on 1st down and 10 from the 15 as they pick up a good gain there on 1st down, about 7 or 8.
Looks like they're going to give them 8 yards.
2nd down and 2 from the Patriot 8 as they hand it off once again, and walking into the end zone untouched is Cooper Wilson, as he really deserves that touchdown after making the catch on 4th and long to keep the drive alive. He is rewarded with the touchdown.
And that was a great run, just a complete defensive meltdown by the Patriots as the offensive line opened up a hole on the left side. The left tackle and the left guard opened up a lane for Cooper Wilson. Wilson saw it, ran right through, untouched into the end zone as the PAT is up and good.
So with 9:27 remaining here in the 4th quarter, Mustangs staying alive, still down 21. Your score, Patriots 28, Mustangs 7. I want to thank you for joining us here on SHN Sports for Eastview Patriot Football. Stephen Strong alongside Travis Banks. What has been a game that has been all Patriots. Mustangs finally get on the board and gonna try to keep that momentum going for them. This is an important drive coming up for the Patriots to not allow that momentum to continue for the Mustangs and try to shut out this game.
Yeah, it's got to be a little bit of a letdown for this defense. They've been pitching the shutout for all but the last 9.5 minutes of this ball game, and you got to feel good if you're the Marble Falls offense as well. Now it's up to the Marble Falls defense to get a 3-and-out here, get off the field, and let that offense go back to work.
And this kick is going to be fielded at the 13 or the 17, and immediately fair catch called by Mark Rodriguez.
I got to say, Steven, I know it's safer for the players, but I'm not digging this rule so far. It looks to me like these kids are just taking advantage of it because the balls are sailing inside the 10, but they can just call a fair catch and get an automatic 15-yard gain.
I agree with you, Travis. It's, you know, they have a lot of daylight in front of them when they call the fair catch. It's been catching me off guard a little bit because I'm like, whoa, he has all the room in the world to run. But, you know, like you said, they start at the 25 as Little takes the handoff and spinning out of a tackle and spinning out of another tackle, still on his feet somehow, cutting up the left sideline is Devon Little at the 40, the 30, 25, touchdown, Patriots. An improbable run by Devon Little as he was surrounded.
That was 75 yards, Steven. Devon Little tried to go on a sweep to the right side of the field, was surrounded, turned around and went to the left side of the field, somehow managed to avoid the two defenders in his way, ran right in between them, all the way down the sidelines and all the way into the end zone. 75 yards for a touchdown. Wow.
I mean, he had guys hanging on him back at the 20, back at the 30, and he just kept his legs churning and spinning and stiff-arming and reversed to the other side of the field and ran up the left sideline for a ridiculous touchdown run.
So that gives Devon Little his third touchdown of the night, his first on the ground. He's got 2 receiving touchdowns. Boy, we thought Zion Hester was having a heck of a night with 2 touchdowns and 186 yards, but Devon Little might be having an even better night.
And at the end of the play, they call an unsportsmanlike conduct, but the score is going to count, as that'll likely be enforced on the kickoff. Reed Honstein in for the extra point. Man, what a run by Devon Little, as the extra point attempt is up and booming good for Honstein. And there is a flag down on the extra point, but I believe it is against the Mustangs as they jumped early. It's not going to matter. With 9:08 remaining here in the fourth quarter, Eastview's on top, 35-7.
Just like that, a 28-point lead again. Devon Little, 75 yards on the ground. Personally, Steven, I didn't know Devon Little had that kind of rushing inside of him.
Yeah, I mean, we think of him as speedy, just like we were saying about Hester earlier, but that physicality on that run was really what made it happen, as he was lowering his shoulder into people, spinning around. He had people all over him.
An impressive run, just no matter how you put it. And Eastview, when it's all said and done, let me double check those stats I have. On the ground, yeah. They've got to have well over 200 yards, close to about 250 by now. And what's even more impressive is, you know, through the air, Jackson Colson's doing pretty well himself, 12 for 17, 81 yards. So it's not like the Patriots are just depending on the ground game. It's been a really balanced offensive attack tonight. I can honestly say, Steven, this is probably the most complete the Patriots have looked all season. I know they blew out Reagan 2 weeks ago, but they were, you know, they were a little overpowering. Reagan was a little mismatched. This is a district game, and as we said earlier, it's basically like a new start to a season. So we can at least say Eastview used their bye week pretty well.
This time, Rodriguez is going to return the kick, or as he was at his own 10, now he's at the 45, 40, and got taken down just shy of the 45, taken down at the 44-yard line. A nice return there for Rodriguez, who, when he actually decided to not fair catch, got a good chunk of yards there, as a flag is thrown late after the play. Some extracurricular activity going on the field as we await the call.
I got a dead call. Unsportsmanlike on the kicking team.
And another unsportsmanlike conduct call against the Patriots. Could be a case of, well, he did this to me, and the second person got caught.
Well, Eastview kind of shooting themselves in the foot despite this 28-point lead. Still 9 minutes to play. Again, if they're going to want to succeed in this district, they've got a beast of a game next week at Brenham. Brenham has made the playoffs and pretty much won their district or shared a district title every year since 2003.
So Marble Falls is going to start this drive inside Patriot territory after the penalty. So it'll be 1st down and 10 from their own 41-yard line, or from the Patriot 41-yard line, pardon me. Stripling will hand it off, and plugging up the middle, not getting a whole lot, maybe gain 1, is the ball carrier. I believe, yes, it was Hayden Wells. Second down and 8 from the Patriot 39. Stripling in shotgun, looking to throw, looking left, has all day, finds a man at the 35, and then brought down about a yard shy of the 1st down is Wells, or Wilson rather. And a 3rd down and 1 upcoming from the Patriot 32. Stripling turns, hands it off to Wells, who shakes off a man, jukes another man, and then picks up the 1st down and a few extra yards, taken down at the 27. .750 and counting remaining here in the ball game. Patriots on top 35-7. Stripling in shotgun, 2 receivers down to his right, 1 up top to his left. He'll turn and he kept the ball, faked the handoff, then reverses field, cutting up the right side and just forced out of bounds by Mark Rodriguez. As he picks up 3 yards on the carry.
He tried to get a little fancy on that run. Again, looked like he was going to roll out to the left side, decided to stop, turn around, spin around rather, and roll out to the right side. And one of those situations where he ran about 15 yards to the right side when he only got 3 yards to the north.
2nd and 7 from the Patriot 25. Getting pressured is Stripling, who heaves it down to the end zone, and it is tipped away. Had a man open in the back of the end zone, but just getting his fingertips on it, I believe was Jackson.
Yeah, he had Andrew Rodriguez wide open in the end zone, and luckily for the Patriots, they were able to get to the ball and bat the ball away. It looked like it was tipped off of Isaiah Quentin Jackson's fingertip there, but in the corner of the end zone, man, if that had been able to connect, that would have been very bad for the Patriots, and we're taking a timeout for an injured Patriot.
7:24 remaining in this fourth quarter. Patriots on top 35-7. Mustangs is trying to hang around, maybe get another score. As you said, Travis, injured Patriot on the field. Overall, a complete game put together here by the Patriots, as they've looked good throughout most of that first half, and so far in the second half, they've gotten the job done as well.
Yeah, Marble Falls starting to show some desperation, and they're actually getting some things completed and done. They ended their shutout after a little over 3 quarters at the beginning of the fourth quarter, and they're starting to get some good things going on in the passing game. Stripling has improved to 8 for 22 with 83 yards through the air, so a majority of those passes have been nearly interceptions. I think maybe 4, maybe 5 of those, actually, including the one we just saw.
The injured Patriot DK Little is able to walk to the sideline under his own power, and that is a good sign because he has had a monster game tonight, as the Mustangs face a 3rd and 7 from the Patriots' 25-yard line. And Stripling and shotgun will turn and fake the handoff, runs up the middle, has a lot of space in front of him, dives forward inside the 15, taken down at the 14-yard line. That's enough for the Mustang first down. And once again, Travis, they're using that read option and having some success. They had abandoned it pretty much in the third quarter.
I'm not really sure why they abandoned it in the first place, because it worked so well for them in the first quarter, even though they didn't come away with any points.
First down and 10 as they do it again. This time he runs right and has a wide open corner of the end zone. Touchdown for Marble Falls as Stripling walks in untouched. Once again, that read option working to perfection, and that time they score.
An impressive run. Again, the read option. Stripling ran out to the right side, which for whatever reason tonight, whenever they run that read option, has been completely uncovered by the Patriots. They're only putting one defensive back on the wide receiver on the right side, and Stripling able to run right in virtually untouched. 9-yard touchdown run and 6 more points for Marble Falls.
And the extra point is up and good. You know, Travis, that's going to be something the coaches are going to want to watch in the film room and show this defense here after this game this week, leading up to next week. That read option, like you said, is wide open on the other side, and they have not been able to stop that whatsoever.
Well, they've been employing a 4-3 defense for a majority of the night, and they've been kind of shifting the linebacker core to the left side a majority of the evening. The outside linebacker has been kind of in what they call the joker position, which is kind of a hybrid defensive tackle, linebacker position. Von Miller actually ran that at Texas A&M. And they've, as you said, they've had real success stopping the run on the left side and getting some good penetration, pass rushing on the left side, but it's just that right side is just completely uncovered. And whenever Marble Falls utilizes that read option, they recognize that, and that's how they've been able to score a majority of their yards. Andrew Stripling holding on to the ball, and he's had multiple double-digit rushes at this stage in the game. So I'm not sure why they ever went away from that. An onside kick.
And it is recovered by the Patriots. And they kind of had to. Stephon Reyes, the one to come up with it. 6:52 remaining here in the fourth quarter. Patriots on top, 35-14. A little bit of a back and forth second half we've had. The Patriots still hold the lead as Colson and company will trot back onto the field.
Last time Eastview had the ball, Devon Little ran 75 yards for the touchdown. I think that kind of threw a wrench into their plans. They wanted to run the clock out.
First down and 10 from their own 48. Hester running up the middle and is stopped for a short gain.
And Hester's nearing in on 200 yards on the evening.
It's going to bring up 2nd down and 6. Eastview very content with running some clock here. Colson in shotgun takes a snap, hands it off to Hester. Hester making some people miss, juking back inside, and then picking up the 1st down and a couple extra yards is Hester, as he's brought down at the 37-yard line.
That puts him over 200 yards on the night rushing.
And Eastview taking their time to get lined up for this play. Under 6 minutes now to go in the 4th quarter, as they'll let the play clock get under 10. Colson in shotgun, 2 receivers down to his left, 1 up top to his right, as he will turn and fake and will hand off to Hester, who trudges forward for a solid gain. Gets about 4. Once again, this clock continuing to tick. Patriots with the lead, 35-14. It'll be about 5 minutes remaining here in the game by the time the ball is snapped. 2nd down and 6 from the Marble Falls 33. And this time Hester once again up the middle, and another solid gain. It's going to be stopped short of the 1st down, but not by much. It's going to bring up a 3rd and 2.
Another 4 yards for Hester.
Hester has had a monster game tonight, and really in 3 quarters, which is the impressive thing. He didn't come in until about 2 minutes left in that 1st quarter. 3rd down and 2 as they hand it off to Hester once again, and he is very, very close. And he did pick up the 1st down, as this drive will stay alive, and Eastview will be able to continue to tick this clock down. And Hester checks out of the ball game. His night might be done, and as he will get a well-deserved rest, Jordan Espinosa checks in for Hester.
He didn't win the homecoming court, but he's going to lead the Patriots in rushing tonight with 2 touchdowns on the ground.
1st down and 10 from the Mustang 27. Espinosa bottled up. May have lost a yard, but there is a flag down.
Holding on the Patriots, and that is their first penalty in quite some time. You know, they've really they've amassed a lot of penalties this evening, much more than Marble Falls. I don't have the exact numbers, but they're probably hovering around 40 yards in penalties, maybe 50, whereas Marble Falls is hovering around 15.
After the holding call, it's going to bring up a 1st down and 20 from the Mustang 37, as Colson will hand it off to Espinosa, who tried to cut up the left hash and didn't get very far.
About a yard gain, if anything, on that carry.
Yeah, 1 yard carry, 2nd down and 19 from the Mustang 36-yard line. 2:45 remaining here in the 4th quarter. And the Patriots just using up as much clock as they can. Colson in shotgun, 2 receivers down to his left, 1 up top to his right, and he will turn and fake the handoff to Espinosa and gets the bubble screen over on the left side to Jeremiah Knight. as he gains a few extra yards.
4 yards officially, according to the scoreboard.
And it is a 3rd down upcoming.
That puts Colson at 13 of 18 for 85 yards.
It's going to be 3rd down and 14 from the Mustang 31, under 2 to play. Colson in shotgun, 2 receivers to his right. He'll roll right, gets pressured, evades it, and heaves it, and is caught by number 14, Caden Harris, who picks up a solid gain, but he is short, I believe, of the 1st down by a few yards. And we'll see what the Patriots decide to do. It's a 4th and less than a yard.
Very short. I'm really surprised they're not going to measure that.
It's about, 6 inches or something, but they started to bring the kicking team on, and Colson is saying, no, let's go for it. And he's going to get his wish. Coach Davies brings the special teams unit back to the sideline. Oh, that's because they gave him the 1st down. So it did end up being a 1st down. So no need for special teams yet. 1st down and 10 from the Mustang 17-yard line. Colson in shotgun, 2 receivers to his left. And he'll hand it off to Espinoza up the middle for a 4-yard gain. 1 minute and 15 seconds to go here for the 4th quarter. Patriots on top, 35-14. Just trying to run out the clock and get out of here and prepare for their road trip to Brenham next week. Under a minute to go. Colson takes the snap, rolls left. He's going to run it himself as he cuts up the left sideline and gets ridden out of bounds inside the 10. They mark him out at the 8, so that stops the clock. Should have just slid to stay in bounds to keep the clock ticking.
6-yard rush for Colson there, adding to his total.
And this time they're going to mark him a yard short of the 1st down. This play right here would be the last play of the game if he had been able to stay in bounds, but they are in victory formation, so Colson under center takes a knee. And there's about a 2.5 second differential between game clock and play clock. So they are going to have to run one last play before this game can officially be over. It's going to be 4th down and 3 from the Mustang 8-yard line. And they're going to try a field goal attempt here as Honstein kicks it, and it is straight down the middle for the field goal, as it is good. As time expires here on this game, or rather there's 1 second remaining. So with 1 second to go here in the 4th quarter, Patriots lead the Mustangs 38-14. And I guess we'll see one last squib kickoff to get this 1 second off the clock.
That's
interesting decision by Davies. They had about 2.5 seconds to spare, 3 really, on a 4th down and 1. The opportunity to just run a 3-second play and take a knee and get out of here, but they elect to kick the field goal And that took about 2 seconds off the clock. It was good. So now we have ourselves 1 second remaining. Patriots on top, 38-14. And Honstein will have to come out one more time to kick this one away. Makes you wonder if there's some bad blood between the coaches or what. As
maybe Coach Davies trying to make a statement before going up against Brenham.
They get the extra 3 points in the final moments as Honstein isn't even going to squib it. He booms it, and it's going to fall and then roll into the end zone for the touchback. So no time comes off the clock on the kickoff because it rolled into the end zone. So one more offensive play here for the Mustangs before this game is over.
Honstein's kick is a touchback. Marble Falls will have the ball at the 25-yard line.
And they're going to, I don't know what goes into this decision or how they decide for this to happen, but the 1 second comes off the clock. I assume it was a mutual decision between the coaches. The second came off the clock, but the Mustangs are still in their huddle. Eastview had lined up to shake hands as they thought the game was over. The scoreboard says 0, and the Mustangs are discussing something with the officials right now as the highlight plays of Devon Little's incredible run earlier in the quarter.
205 total yards for Zion Hester tonight with 2 touchdowns. Devon Little with 75 yards on the ground and that one impressive touchdown. So heck of a night for those guys.
Travis, I'm not sure I've seen anything like this before as they ran the second off the clock, but they are going to have one last play as the Mustangs run it up the middle, get taken down at the 44-yard line, and that will be the end of the game. So final score here from GISD Athletic Complex down as we overlook Birkelbach Field. Final score, Patriots 38, Mustangs 14. A wacky ending, but Patriots improve to 2-2 on the year as the Mustangs fall to 2-2. We are going to take a quick break and be back with, actually we'll keep it right here for the post game as the teams shake hands. Travis, it was an impressive game, a complete game, like you said earlier, put together by the Patriots, and they kind of had control of this one throughout as they escape, or as they leave Birkelbach Field, headed into a tough matchup against Brenham next week at Brenham, but they win this one 38-14. Travis, thoughts on this one and recap?
Just a heck of a game on the ground. I'm calculating the final Eastview stats right now. Jackson Colson ended the night 14 of 19 through the air, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. That was another key stat for both teams, actually. No turnovers on either side, but 2 touchdown passes for Jackson Colson, no interceptions. Leading receiver was Devon Little with 50 yards, 2 touchdown catches. Harris came in second with 24 yards. Knight had 12, Ochoa 11, and Zion Hester only 3 yards. But Zion Hester made up for that on the ground, leading the team with 205 rushing yards on the ground, 2 touchdowns on the ground. Devon Little had that 75-yard touchdown dash in the 4th quarter and 1 touchdown. Jackson Colson with 21 yards on the ground and Espinosa with 5 yards on the ground. I haven't calculated all of the Marble Falls stats right now, but I do know that Andrew Stripling ended the night 8 for 22. No touchdowns through the air. But he did have 83 yards through the air. He did have a 9-yard touchdown run late in the fourth quarter that made the score, made their deficit 21 points, 35-14. And then, of course, Cooper Wilson had the first touchdown run of the night, 8 yards up the middle for Marble Falls that scored their first points tonight. But ultimately, Marble Falls got away from what was working, that read option, and for whatever reason just spent 2 quarters being really inefficient on offense, whereas Eastview got things together. Zion Hester on the ground had a monster night. Devon Little had a monster night as well, and hats off to this Patriots defense because they played a heck of a game as well. A slow start for them, but they held on when it mattered in the end zone, in the red zone for the first couple of quarters, and nearly got a couple of interceptions there based on a couple of errant throws by Stripling as well. So a real complete team effort, which I think is what this team really needed to open up conference play leading into the predicted pick to win this district next week against Brenham at Brenham. That's going to be a heck of a game, and Eastview needed to be ready for it. I think this game shows that they're at least going to try to put up a fight.
Travis, real quick, player of the game on both sides for offense and defense for Eastview.
For Eastview, Zion Hester has to be the offensive MVP. Again, 205 yards on the ground, 2 touchdowns, just an insane night. And for defense, I'm going to go with Isaiah Quentin Jackson. He didn't quite get those interceptions that he wanted, but he was doing really well in defensive coverage, got some great penetration when he needed a blitz, and just had a heck of a game.
Well said. I agree with you wholeheartedly. And as we wrap up this broadcast here tonight from Birkelbach Field, looking forward to the matchup next week at Brenham. It's going to be a tough one. We will have all the action here live on SHNsports.com. And unless you have any final thoughts, Travis, it's going to do it for our broadcast, I believe.
Yeah, we'll see you next week for Brenham. That game is set to kick off at 7:30. We should be going on live well before that, 7:15 or 7:20. I'm going to be making the drive. You're a little undecided yet. I know for those of you who will not be making that drive, I know it's a little far away, but again, it will be audio only on SHNsports.com, and you can view the video replay of that game next week starting at about midnight. And you can also view the video recap of this game starting around midnight tonight if you want to witness some fantastic runs by Devon Little and Zion Hester.
Absolutely, Travis. And I will do my best to be there in Brenham next week. It's a matter of if some other engagements keep me from being there, but I will do my best. And we look forward to that matchup. And once again, live on SHNsports.com. We want to thank you for tuning in to tonight's broadcast of Eastview Patriot Football. On behalf of Rob Hipp and Travis Banks, I'm Stephen Strong signing off from Birkelbach Field. Have a safe and happy evening and weekend. Be sure to catch Southwestern tomorrow on SHNsports.com. Have a wonderful night, everybody.
This broadcast is under the direction and is copywritten by the Shoning Hip Network. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, use of sound bites and interviews, and use of any other content, including audio or video, without the direct written consent and permission by the Shoning Hip Network is strictly prohibited and protected by federal and copyright laws. All rights are reserved by the Shoning Hip Network and SHNsports.com.